It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
Alright guys, this is the time we got to step in the ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Just Freak Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis D.
And I'm Dally.
And I'm Dally.
And I'm Dally.
And I'm Dally. Oh, I can't get over how squeaky and girly your voice gets when you get on the recordings.
Oh, shut up.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
God, but no, bring the energy. We got we got some cool things to talk about. We're going to really dive into the high points of women wrestling. It's an amazing time to be a fan of women's wrestling with everything going on recently.
Great time to be alive.
Quite the proud moment for all women wrestling out there. Yeah, we're gonna take some time. We're gonna talk about some what?
So, yep, we're just diving in.
Yeah, we're going to dive into some women wrestling. We're going to talk about SCW Retaliation. It's happening this Saturday. We're going to talk a little bit about the bracket for the tournament to crown the first ever SCW High Voltage champion, which I am quite proud of because I'm pretty sure I'm still the general manager of that show.
You're pretty sure or you're sure?
I'm pretty sure. SCW has a lot of meetings I'm not really invited to. And that really needs to change. I don't know. That needs to change, though.
Well, why don't you reach out to them?
When you poke fun at, certain people in the company, they really hold a grudge. I'm still trying to figure out exactly if Steve is my boss or not, because I still don't know that.
Who?
Steve. Arnett.
Oh.
Power Hour Steve? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he signed that contract that gives him some kind of authority for SCW. I don't know if he's my boss or not. I know Terry is. But, I guess all my speculative theories on, which side Terry stands for is, kind of a sour taste in his mouth when it comes to travesty. So... My problem is,
I think it's still sketchy to me, but whatever.
He is sketchy. That's what I'm saying. But I got to find a way to work and get along with other people. That always seems to be my problem when it comes to jobs and opportunities and stuff like that. Is like I need to work on my get alongness when it comes to coworkers and subordinates or whatever they're called, superiors. Yeah, superiors. There we go. So I'm going to work on that, but I am GM of High Voltage. I'll say it right now until somebody tells me different. It's fine. High Voltage is going to put on a tournament. There's a bracket. We're going to go over some of the names that are in the bracket. We're going to crown the first ever SCW High Voltage champion. That's going to come up at an actual SCW show in a couple months, so I'm excited for that. SCW is returning to Steam Hollow June 18th for Rockin' Wrestling. I'm excited for that as well. But I want to talk about Retaliation. I want to talk about some of the news that's been happening in wrestling as it pertains to women wrestlers nowadays. But before we do any of that, I got to remind all you guys that this episode of Just Freak Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, is brought to you by CarterComics.com. That's right, guys. Your one-stop shop for all your comic needs. Whether you're looking for a graded comic that you hang on the wall and have the envy of the, your nerdling little get-together friends who are probably sitting around playing D&D wishing that they had the comic you're hanging up on the wall. Or if you're just looking for some raw comic that you can flip through and read while taking a shit. Either way, they have comics that fit your needs. Everything from graded to raws, everything from Marvel to DC's to the lesser unknown categories of comics. They're all available at CarterComics.com. You can check out their amazing store right there on their website. Or if you're a big eBay fan and you want to do the auctions, or do like the, hey, I want to offer you this for a comic, whatever you want to do, or buy it now even. They have 4 different eBay accounts that you can sign up for and, do some bidding. They're all right there on the website. Just go to the CarterComics.com, just go to the bottom of the page. All 4 of the eBay sites are right there and available to you. But if you do buy it from the store, you do say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to purchase these from CarterComics.com, from their legit website with all their comics that are listed there. You can use the promo code FreakNet, that's FREAKNET. You'll save yourself 10% in your entire order. That's right. You go in there, you can put $1,000 towards comic books. And if you use the promo code FreakNet, it saves you $100. That's math. That's how that works. It's amazing.
Good job.
So go buy $1,000 worth of comic books. It'll only cost you $900. Again, math. The more you spend, the more you save. It's just how life works. If for some reason you can't seem to find a comic book in their store, on their eBay account, reach out to them. Reach out to Carter Comics at CarterComics.com in the contact section. Say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a Amazing Spider-Man number 847 from 1942, whatever the hell it is. Maybe they have it in stock. They have so many comics in inventory right now that have yet to be released to their eBay account or their Facebook or their website. Just reach out to them. I'm sure they'll give you a good deal on it. Again, the FreakNet code will save you 10% in your entire order. Trust me, it's worth it. Go do it. CarterComics.com. Get your comics, build your fucking collection or start one up. I don't know. Just go do nerd shit. Start a Carter Comics.
Just do it.
With that. Yeah, just do it. Be like Nike, but not Nike in the Carter Comics sense. CarterComics.com. FreakNet, 10%. Dally, I don't know if you listen to this Freakin Show, but usually when I'm done doing a plug, Joey will jump in and do the second plug, so this is your cue to do that.
Oh, this isn't that show, though.
That isn't it. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not the same show. It's definitely not. It's fine. We can talk about Audible later. That's not going anywhere. Oh, we don't get to it at all. I don't care. I got Carter Comics out. As long as Carter Comics shows up on this episode, I get the check cut to me. So I'm happy. Either way, my money's coming. I'm happy. All right, Dale, you want to talk about SCW, or do you want to talk about what's going on in the news as it pertains to women in wrestling?
Let's talk about SCW last.
Want to do SCW last? Leave it as the main event?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's start with the latest news report in women's wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer Sunny got arrested for another DUI. I believe she killed a guy.
Yeah. Wasn't this like her 6th offense or something?
She's had so many. She could face up to 30 years in prison.
Oh wow.
It's nuts. It's a shame to because she was so early on in WWF, ECW, WCW, something that I don't really remember seeing much of her on TV. So the only thing I ever knew about her was, listening to podcasts or biographies and stuff like that. So when you go back and see all the amazing things she did and how messed up her life has turned out, whether it be, pills or booze or making pornos or killing a guy with a car. Realistically, there comes a point where, you can sit there and you can blame everything on the wrestling business, but there's also a point where you kind of got to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So WWE Hall of Famer Tammy Lynn Sitch returned to Fallujah County, Florida jail on Friday after having her bond revoked. According to TMZ Sports, Sitch initially posted bond last week after getting arrested on 8 charges, including DUI causing death. I do believe her boyfriend actually put up his house as collateral for her bond. Sitch, who went by the ring name Sunny during her WWE career, allegedly had a blood alcohol level 3.5 times over the legal limit. When she was involved in a car crash, she killed a 75-year-old man on March 25th, per police. She was arrested on May 6th and posted bond the next day, but a judge agreed with the prosecution's assertion that Sitch is a danger to the community and revoked the bond, which I agree 100%. She is quite the danger. She literally killed a guy. The 49-year-old previously spent over a year in prison from 2019 to 2020 on multiple charges, including driving while intoxicated. So, yeah. So for those of you who take pride in having a dalliance with Sonny, this is who you're proud of. So good for you, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Masters, Chris Candido, Shawn Michaels. I guess Davey Boy Smith too. So goody to all of you. Okay, I want to move on from that because it's just sad to talk about.
Because like you don't think like the people that you grew up watching or looked up to or anything are capable of these things.
No, exactly. And the thing to me is, like, I think, like, the first shocking, like, news report that I heard of when it, like, related to the people in, like, my generation of wrestling, like, the people I've watched, I think the one that shocked me the most, was, when Elizabeth died, when she OD'd with Lex Luger.
Yeah.
I mean, there was Owen Hart, yes, granted, but the thing is, Owen Hart died when I was, like, younger. I think I was still, like, 6, 7 when he died. So, like, that really never connected with me. Elizabeth died in, I think, like, 2000, 2001. So, that was the one that really, like, was like a holy shit kind of moment when it came to, like, an accidental death or whatever as relates to my generation of wrestlers I've seen. Oh, please chime in whenever.
Well, what do you want me to say? I wasn't around back then.
I mean, anything. When I stop talking, that's your cue to just say something.
Well, I wasn't around back then. I don't really remember. Not to my knowledge can I remember of anyone. Well, I can't really remember if I was around when anyone did something like that when I was watching it.
No, for somebody your age, probably the biggest thing to happen in wrestling for you would, I don't know, probably be maybe Macho Man having a heart attack and dying while driving. Maybe that.
Maybe Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero, dying on the hotel floor. Chris Benoit and the murder-suicide. That, I mean, now they're all speculating that maybe it wasn't a murder-suicide. That I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on now about that shit. Have you heard about any of that?
Yeah, I've watched The Dark Side of the Ring on that.
Oh, no, even beyond that. Besides that, there's been articles that came out stating that the text messages that he sent out were sent after he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of conspiracy now, and they're saying it all points to Kevin Sullivan, which I think is bullshit, but who knows?
Anything is possible.
That's true. Anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation. Let's talk about a little more recent, current wrestlers. Tell me about Sasha Banks Naomi walkout. Talk to me about that.
It's hard to think about. Look, WWE, you know how they're very skeptical on what they release to the media and what they let their fans know. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, did they actually do this for a work or was it real? Like, I don't even know what to believe.
Oh, I don't think it's a work. I think it's 100% real. I mean, knowing the history that Sasha Banks has on walking out on companies, it makes total sense. I mean, for those of you,
Naomi usually, like, I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, which everyone should know because this has been like the biggest, news, the biggest thing in the news that's made as far as wrestling is there's supposed to be a 6-woman match on the main event of Raw to determine number one contendership for the Raw Championship. I think it was Becky Lynch, Asuka, Doudrop, Nikki Ash, Sasha, and Naomi. And they felt they were disrespected. They didn't have enough time to put together a good match, or they didn't want to wrestle a couple of the people who were in the matchup, even though they had 8 hours before the show to determine what they wanted to do. And halfway through Raw, they turned their titles into John Laurinaitis and took a walk. And, so, I know there's a lot of speculation on why it happened. That was the big one. That's the more common, is that they just felt disrespected in the sense that they're taking champions and they're thrown into a match like this. Some people say that the only reason Naomi did it is because Sasha coerced her into doing it, and Naomi wouldn't do something like that unless somebody was pulling the strings or pushing the buttons to do it, which is also believable. And it comes to a point where I think somebody even mentioned that Sasha has this power trip in her that she feels she can do whatever she wants because she's considered one of the top stars in the business as far as the women wrestling division goes. And I guess for some reason, because her cousin Snoop Dogg, that also fucking matters in some way. But you've been in the wrestling business for a good long while. I'm sure you've seen some behind the scenes shit. Have you ever seen anything? Have you ever seen a wrestler, like, let's just say an indie show, which is probably more common for you to have backstage, perspective. You ever have somebody walk on an indie show? You ever see it?
I can't say that I have. I don't know if I have.
Right? Because that shows pride and commitment to the craft that you're doing. You know,
if it was that easy, no one would, like, just because you don't want to, like, oh, I don't want to work this person, I don't want to work this person, like, they would be, like, that completely takes away the whole point of wrestling. Like, and maybe it has something to do with creative in a way.
Maybe. I mean, I know they have to understand by now. Sasha's been in WWE for what? 8 years now? 7 years now? 2014, 2015, whatever, when she got into NXT. I mean, there's a certain point where you have to sit there and realize that, you know, no matter what, at the end of the day, Vince has the final call in everything. Nobody has any control of what they're, I mean, the fucking Undertaker was around for 30 plus years in WWE, and even he didn't have creative control when it came to his shit. Yeah, he had some say in, like, you know, what he said as far as promos go. So did Austin, so did The Rock, so did Triple H. But they got to a certain point in their careers where they're able to do that shit. Sasha, I think in her mind, she's there, but realistically, she's not. You know, I mean, you're a big fan of Charlotte Flair. You could agree with me. Like, Sasha's no Charlotte Flair. Realistically, Sasha's no Becky Lynch right now. Those are the top two in the business. If you don't want to discount, you know, Rhea Ripley's growth or the fact that, Ronda Rousey's back, you know, and her popularity is equivalent to, like, what a Brock Lesnar would be. But, I mean, Sasha isn't, I don't think, at that pinnacle that she claims to be, just because she comes and she fucking goes. She's around for a couple months and then she's gone for even longer. She comes back and does some goofy shit like this and then she's gone even longer.
I mean, I feel like she's always had that attitude. Like, her gimmick is literally her. Like, I feel like it really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I've never been a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take away from her talent in the ring.
No, God no. No, but she's great in the ring. I mean, there's a reason she main evented WrestleMania with Bianca Belair. Like, I get it. But she sits there. It's very similar to Stone Cold Steve Austin back, when he refused to face Brock Lesnar. I think that was 2003, maybe. Could be a little bit earlier than that, maybe 2002, when he just walked out. Like, they refer to that as this being similar. And yeah, you can look at it in the same way. They didn't want to wrestle somebody, so they took a walk. Stone Cold didn't want to wrestle somebody, so they took a walk. The shit doesn't make sense, you know, in the sense that...
it would be one thing if you felt, like, unsafe or something.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think that had anything to do with it.
No, they've mentioned that because they never mentioned by name who they had a problem with. I'm assuming it's Ash and Doudrop, because I don't see them having an issue with Becky or Asuka. But they mentioned that Sasha and Naomi have wrestled the people they're having an issue with before. Just for some reason, they think that this 6-person match was an insult to them being tag team champions, which, first off, they shouldn't be tag team champions to begin with. I hate when they just throw people together for the sake of just throwing people together.
Yep.
Like, Sasha and Naomi are not tag team partners. They just threw them together because they needed something to fucking do.
They were literally the only team in that match at WrestleMania that I thought there's no way. But then they threw me for a loop.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, Sasha always turns into the fucking heel.
Yep.
But
only a matter of time until that happens.
Yeah. So the article from WrestlingInc.com, regarding how her fellow employees felt about Sasha Banks prior to this incident, several claimed that things have seemed to have eased up in that regard in recent months. According to Fightful, one staff member said that while they'd not had positive experiences with Banks in the past, they understood why she walked out during the show. They noted that once 8 p.m. rolled around, she wasn't going to be able to speak with Vince, and she knew she wasn't going to work the match, so there was no need for her to stick around. Finally, someone reported close to the situation believes that WWE released their statement as a way to pit those talents against each other. That same person believes, however, that all those involved would be quick to reach out to one another to clear up any misconceptions. But I mean, it's just dumb. I'm sorry, but how many chances do you have to give somebody? I mean, there's so much talent in the women's division WWE that if you just release Sasha, I don't think anybody would care.
I wouldn't.
No. You have so much talent right now between you I mean, fucking get rid of Naomi. Who gives a shit? I mean, Naomi go too. I don't care. But between Becky and Asuka, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, you had Raquel Gonzalez who came up. You got
Rhea,
Nikki Ash, Rhea Ripley, you got Doudrop, whatever. I mean, I wish they didn't get rid of Toni Storm. I love Toni Storm, but there's so much talent down in NXT that could come up too. You know, there's so much talent there that, you know, Sasha could go away. Bayley eventually should be coming back soon. I think she's getting pretty close. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there anything else in wrestling news that we may have missed? I don't think there's anything else really big.
I don't think so. I haven't came across anything. But I live under a rock, so.
Yeah. No, it doesn't really seem like it. I think that's, I don't care about top stories. I care about wrestling news. Wrestling news. No, nothing. Doesn't seem like it. Young Bucks invited AAA Mega Champion AEW. No one cares about that. AEW's falling apart. Did you hear about that?
No, I don't follow it much.
A lot behind the scenes. Wrestlers aren't too happy with the way everything's going over there.
With like the way like with owners or?
Yeah, they just think like it's just chaos in the back. You know, just some of the guys who were there to build AEW are being brushed to the side for Moxley, Punk. What?
Is it like kind of since Cody left or?
I think it's been a growth since then. Like a lot of guys are pissed. I mean, it's almost like TNA back in the day when Hulk Hogan showed up. You know, all these guys who helped create AEW to what it is today is now being overlooked for CM Punk and Jon Moxley and Brian Danielson, Adam Cole, and shit like that. It's just all the WWE talent that's now being, you know, signed and brought over is now getting all the spotlight. You turn on AEW, it's just like watching a fucking episode of SmackDown now. Same wrestler, different name.
Yeah. I guess I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. But it is reportedly planning on splitting up another tag team soon.
What tag team?
I guess the Mysterios? Good. Make Dominic a heel.
That would just be weird.
No, why would it be weird? Ray needs to stop wrestling. Ray needs to stop.
Well, if he doesn't need to, then why would he?
He just needs to stop.
What are you trying to say?
He needs to stop. I can't be much clearer. He just needs to stop wrestling. He's good. He did his shit. Now move to the side.
Good, and if he can still go, then why would he hang it up if he doesn't need to?
Why? Because he can springboard some shit? Please. Who cares?
You're so mean.
No, I don't need to see him wrestle anymore. I don't need to see people in their 50s in the fucking ring. Like, I'm good. Like, I mean, there's so much other talent. People are getting fucking released constantly because there's too much talent in WWE. Why do you need to keep around fucking Rey Mysterio? Why is Edge still there?
Because he's Edge.
Who cares?
I care.
He was great from 97 to 2011. I don't need him anymore. I just don't. And then they pair him with fucking Priest, who's another useless fucking talent. Don't care about him. And then they put Rhea Ripley in there, and it's just going to drag her down.
I hope not.
I really hope not either. I like Edge. I really do. One of my favorites 10 years ago. I just don't need him there anymore. There's other fucking people that need an opportunity. Like Kevin Owens. He's in some fucking storyline with Ezekiel. Why? Why?
Yeah. Why?
Why? They bring Cody back, and now, yeah, great. He's feuding with Seth Rollins. What happens after that? Because they can't keep wrestling each other all the fucking time.
Right.
People need to, adapt and change with the times. And Ray needs to just go. Let Dominic do his thing. I'd put Dominic down in fucking NXT for a little bit. Maybe let him get a more updated, wrestling gear to where it doesn't look like he's just wearing like a jumpsuit all the time. Maybe develop more of a wrestling physique. He just fucking resembles, just like he has the body and the fucking wrestling gear of like a fucking yarder. Very unimpressive. Not a big fan.
Well, I'm sure I'm sure the other people came up with it with him. I'm sure it wasn't just him.
I'm sure it was him and his fucking dad, because if you zip up his hood, it just looks like his dad's fucking mask. Big damn deal. It makes no sense to me. Like, okay, you've seen people wrestle for the first time in indie wrestling. You've seen them come out to the ring, have their very first match in their very first attire that they owned. It's like, yeah, I got my own fucking ring gear. Look at these fucking pants. They got flames running down the side, and it says Big Mac Thompson. That's my fucking name. Across my ass, it says Blazing Glory, whatever the fuck it is. They wear it for a couple of times and realize, yeah, these are kind of dorky. I should probably get some new ones. And so they get more updated. They look nicer. Maybe better looking flames. Maybe taking their name off their ass and down their leg and shit. Maybe, pairing it with some good kick pads or whatever the fuck they want to use. And then they start looking nicer. Dominic hasn't got out of the, hey, this is my first pair of wrestling gear attire. He still wears it like he just got out of the fucking school and he just borrowed a bunch of shit from some fucking wrestlers. They're like, yeah, I still got my gear from when I was fucking 12. Here you go. It's just not pleasing. You're just a
hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. I mean, I don't get his gear. And I think part of it has to be because his dad's still there and they need to adapt to shit. They need to turn him to heel. They need to change his attire. Give him something maybe a little bit darker. It doesn't need to be fucking wearing white and purple and shit. That's his dad's goofy thing with his fucking masks and baggy fucking California pants. He doesn't need that shit anymore. Beat his dad up, kick his dad out, let him go on his own. Get rid of the Mysterio fucking thing. Just call himself Dominic. He'll be fine. Or just call himself Dom. If he goes by Dom Mysterio, I'll be happier with that. Let him join El Gato Fantasma. That's an NXT with the other fucking guys down there. Put him with some people who can show him how to do something different other than his fucking dad who, just, could do a 619, but that's it.
Are you done ranting?
Yeah, I guess so. It's obviously not getting through to you.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Oh, that's cool. Way to show how pumped you are for the show for our viewers.
Well, you're gonna...
Anyhow.
Hey, at least I showed up.
At least I showed up. Oh, man. SCW Retaliation, Saturday, May 21st at the Shaban Civic Center. Doors open at 6:30, bell times at 7. Tickets are $15. Shaban Civic Center is 180 West 1st South Street. What a stupid address.
You just realized that?
West 1st South Street. They literally just had to cover all of them. Shaban's, Illinois.
Did you just realize that?
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever said the address out loud. If I did, I haven't said it in like 4 or 5 fucking years. Alright, so we got 8 matches that are booked for Retaliation. Let's start. We'll start here. Alright, first match these aren't in order. These are just the ones that I'm reading. Maybe I will do them in order. Let's see if I can guess what the order is. No, I'm not even going to try. All right. El Dorado versus VJ Price. You've seen it a few times. El Dorado is fucking king. El Dorado is literally the next big thing for SCW. Outside of Creed, outside of Hunter Payne, nobody gets a better JPH, no one gets a better fan reaction at SCW than El Dorado. And I'm comparing it to those 3 guys I just mentioned. JPH, James Creed, Hunter Payne. El Dorado has more fan interaction than those 3 guys. Fucking love this shit. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They go wild for El Dorado.
Yeah. Love this dude. Great that SCW has him on his side. I think the 5 count thing's a little fucking dorky, but it's a cool thing to do. It shows his power, shows his dominance. And he has shown VJ Price over and over and over again that Dorado's here and Dorado is serious. This guy could be a contender for a future championship, fairly quickly.
Yeah, let's not forget that I don't think VJ has Keith in his corner anymore.
I did not know that.
At the last show, didn't Keith kind of give him a thing or two at the end after he lost to Adam Cage?
Was I at the last show?
I don't know. I wasn't. I watched it on the thing.
I don't remember. What was the last show? Was the last show Steam Hollow?
No, it was Shaban's.
Yeah, it wasn't at that show. The last show I went to was at Steam Hollow. When was that? God, what month is this? May? Holy shit.
This is May, so this would have been April.
God. Yeah, I'm not sure. The last show I went to was at Steam Hollow. So I don't think I made it to the last show. So I'm not sure.
It was kind of hard. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on in the ring because you know how you watch it on pay-per-view and sometimes you can't hear everything that's going on or being said in the ring.
Yeah.
So, but from what the actions I saw, it looked like they had a little bit of beef. So I don't know if that's like a thing or if they're gonna get over it or what, but.
That'd be interesting. We haven't seen Bo Anderson around in a while, so I don't even know if Bulletproof LLC is a legit thing at the moment here.
I don't know.
So, but I know if VJ's going out on his own, hey, maybe he needs to step up a little bit and not rely on the interference of people outside the ring. Maybe El Dorado isn't the person to practice that on, but we'll see. VJ Price is a big guy. But, compared to El Dorado, he just looks like any normal fucking dude. So my money's on Dorado for this one. I mean, unless VJ Price has something up his sleeve and the whole Keith thing was just a diversion, smoke and mirrors kind of thing. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I go with El Dorado too.
Yeah, you got to, because he's the fucking man. That's a future fucking champ right there. Joey CC versus Marco Anthony. You said CC was a POW guy? I never heard of him.
I've never heard of him either, but I'm assuming he's got to be a POW guy, because when do Joe Schmoes walk in unless they got a problem with SCW? I need more.
This guy looks like his 95 Ford Bronco broke down outside the arena. He's just gonna come in to, keep himself busy until his buddy comes and jumps him.
You got all that from his picture?
I got all that from him holding his glasses on top of his head as he's looking down. Yes. Whatever that. Dude's wearing a fucking camo sleeveless fucking sweatshirt. Yeah. He definitely drives a fucking 95 Ford Bronco. And I don't know if they made Ford Broncos in 95. But I'm gonna guess that it's a convertible Ford Bronco just because he saw the top off of it. That being said, him taking on Michael Anthony.
I just looked at the picture. Now I know what you're saying.
Right? Now I will say, it's interesting to see him take on Marco Anthony. I know Elite Pain. I know he's fucking tag team partners with Hunter. I get it. There's an allegiance. There's an alliance. But Marco has a lot of history with POW. So it's almost, doesn't he? Yeah, he does.
I mean, like recently. Or are you talking about in the past?
I'm talking about always.
Oh.
I mean, hasn't he had some relationship with Blaze over the course of, I don't know, maybe a decade or plus?
I don't know.
Well, even if you don't know it, just assume I'm right and just roll with it.
Okay, well, I'll just take your word for it then.
Thank you. Appreciate it. God, that's all I ask. Just to follow me blindly, Dally. Everything I say, yes, that makes a lot of sense. You are correct, because 9 times out of 10 I am.
You're right, even when you're bullshit saying stuff.
Exactly. Right? Follow blindly, Dally. That should be a new shirt that we should make for T-Public. You wearing those blind man fucking sunglasses and me just leading you by the hand.
Oh my God.
Just follow me blindly. That's why I'm going to be the greatest general manager / whatever you want to call it in SCW, because what I say is right and I will never steer people wrong. Granted,
you sure about that?
Yeah, fuck yeah, 100%. Absolutely 100%. I don't suck up. I'm just an honest guy. That's why I don't get invited to board meetings. No one wants to hear my bullshit. Well, that's their problem. Contracts. Alright, I don't know Joey CC. I don't know what kind of guy he is, so I gotta go with Marco because, I know him.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta side with SCW. Marco.
That's right. Gotta go Marco. Alright. VIP's taking on Adam Cage. VIP has had a pretty solid, I guess you want to call it a partnership or friendship, whatever you want to call it, a professional agreement with VJ Price, who we know that VJ Price and Cage has had some pretty chaotic what the hell is it called? Interactions, altercations. Cage beat VJ Price and I guess was it a last man standing match a couple months ago?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I could just look at VIP looking to get some kind of retribution for a buddy of his. Huge fan of Cage. Like how he kind of reinvented himself after Bulletproof and recovering from his leg issues and shit. So happy for him. Happy he's back. I'll give it to Cage. I'll take him over VIP.
I gotta go with my buddy Adam Cage, too. I mean, I do say that he's gonna be careful, though, because I don't think that VIP is gonna come out alone.
Oh, of course not. Oh, I mean, and again, VIP has kind of aligned himself with the Sheik as well. We've seen them tag many times together.
Yeah.
Evil Gains and Evil Open Challenge for the Tag Team Championships. I don't understand what's going on with this one because in the picture, you have Xavier and you have Angel. You don't show John Hudson. So I'm trying to figure out if like maybe they're trying to do like a team demolition rule kind of thing where they're going to allow Angel to defend one half of the Tag Team Championships. And if so, who is going to, make that call and step up and face Angel and Xavier if that so is the team?
I don't know. It's hard, like, I can't even think of who would, because as you know, SCW is not very high up with their tag teams. Like, they don't have very many.
No.
So I can't even think of who it could be, honestly. And if Angel does step in and defend it, then I think that's cool. At least they're defending the championships and they're not sitting aside for the month again.
That's true, and we've known Angel to have a lot of issues with people recently in pretty much SCW, but people who've come into SCW, she instantly had issues with, and it probably could have been some past issues. I mean, we saw what happened with her and was it Selena Gray? Celine Gray. We saw issues between them two. Obviously, Plymouth Star, she's one took the title from her. Amazon, current women's champion, she's had issues with. I can't remember the other girl's name, but there's so many that she has caused problems with that any one of them could easily go pick a male partner and, defend the titles. I mean, who knows? We saw Amazon and El Dorado team up before. I mean, maybe El Dorado will pull a double header and, step up and maybe him and Amazon will, go for the tag team titles. If it is Angel and Xavier. But if one thing I've learned about Evil Gains and Evil over the course of the last, few months that, they've been champion, over the last, almost a year that they've kind of been developing their team. I mean, there's no reason to not believe that John Hudson won't show up, as a surprise randomly out of nowhere.
That's true as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Evil Gains and Evil regardless of who they're teaming up against, just because I know that they have like the sneakiness to do something to where they can hold on to the titles that they have. If they want to, I guess is how they prefer it.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to make a decision with who you think could come out on top in this match because you don't know who they're facing. But because they've had history in the past of pulling festivals on people and outsmarting them, I'm going to have to go with Evil Gains and Evil 2.
Sheik and Bay Nice are going at it one more time.
One more time?
I don't know. Another. They're going for another lap around the track as Sheik and Bay Nice go 1-on-1 in a lumberjack match.
Oh, it's a lumberjack match?
Lumberjack match.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
Depending, I'm just gonna say Baynex is gonna go over on Sheik here, because even though Sheik might have his alliances with VIP or other guys or whoever, I think Baynex has just as many people on his side. So I think it's kind of even out there.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay.
And yes, I do.
What else is new?
I do believe that Baynex has friends out there, but when it comes to the Sheik, like he's burned a lot of bridges over the years. Like honestly, I think outside of VIP, I couldn't see him having many friends that are going to have his back when it comes to, being involved in a match like this. Like if he rolls out the ring, I don't see anyone helping him out. I can see a lot of people giving Bane X the opportunity to relax and catch his breath and everything. Because, Bane X stands up to a fight. He never really goes looking for one. Where the Sheik he'll take an opportunity to stab you in the back, any chance he gets.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, besides VJ Price and VIP, I don't know who else would have Sheik's back out there.
Yeah. To quote Michael Scott from The Office, he goes behind your back right to your face. Anyways, I'm gonna go Sheik on the lumberjack match. I think there's a surprise coming. I feel like there's gotta be a surprise coming.
Probably. It's SCW. It's SCW. Anything is possible.
Yeah, I just don't see Sheik putting himself in this situation without having a plan B.
True.
So, Paulie Tomaselli, as far as I know, this is his debut to Southland Championship Wrestling. And he's taking on what the fuck does he call himself? The original sharpshooter?
I don't freaking know.
The modern day sharpshooter?
No.
The American Sniper? He's taking on James Creed.
Yeah, that guy.
Taking on former Genesis champion. He's taking on best buddy of JPH, who I know, and I don't care what anyone says or how anyone who chooses not to believe me. There's going to be a point where JPH and Creed are going to get into an altercation, because over the last few months of throwing towels in on each other's matches to protect them from bullshit, no, not one bit that they're letting this shit go.
I agree with you.
It's gonna come to a head. I don't know if James Creed ever faced Paulie Tomaselli, but I do believe this is Paulie's first match in Southland Championship Wrestling. The fact he's going up to James Creed is a true honor for James Creed, because I just seen Paulie I watched a video of him wrestling my cousin a couple months back at a DWA show. Fucking Duke is still moving. I remember watching him wrestle in 2008, 2006 in Elite Pro Wrestling. Dude still fucking goes. Still a hard-hitting motherfucker. Those forearms, no joke. I think he's going to light Creed up. And granted, Creed hasn't had the best win record, as of late. I mean, he had a great one going for almost, over a year. But something's been happening with Creed lately to where, his head's just not really in the game. I think Paulie's going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to see Paulie go over on James Creed.
Especially if Pow's involved and you got a bunch of guys out there, or what's his face, Chris is out there, or whatever.
Yeah, thank you. I totally forgot to mention that Paulie is a POW guy.
So,
one half of Hardcore Impact.
See, I wouldn't know. I don't really follow. I follow the POW SCW thing, but I don't follow POW. So, I know some people that have wrestled, all over, but not everybody.
No, it's fine. The best part about being on JFW is that you could co-host a wrestling podcast and completely admit to everyone how you don't watch any wrestling at all.
I do watch wrestling. I can't go to every indie show in the world.
Okay, Daly. Shh. Men are talking.
Why am I here again?
Huh?
Why am I here again?
Yeah, for banter.
Appreciate it.
SCW Genesis Championship is on the line as current champion Jimmy Carrot takes on the Irish car bomb Sean Mulligan.
I'm excited for this match.
I really like Jimmy Carrot as champion.
I like him as champion, and I think he's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job, as, the face of the Genesis title. I think he brings a different gimmick to SCW that we haven't seen in quite some time. And, yeah, I mean, he really brings out the best in some of these so-called SCW heroes like James Creed, JPH, Sean Mulligan. So I'm going to go with Carrot. I'm going to say Carrot holds on to the title.
I'm going to say there's a no contest here. I just have a feeling something's going to go on here. Sean Mulligan, he's a great competitor for Jimmy Carrot, and I know that Sean's got a light under his ass, and he's still going after that since he faced James Creed for the Genesis Championship a few months ago. I think something's gonna happen to where they're both gonna fight their asses off, and something's gonna happen where it's a no contest, and they'll probably have another match.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as I know, there is yet to be a Triple Crown champion in SCW. Mulligan could become the first Triple Crown champion. Cripple Town thespian of SCW by winning the Jehovah's Witness title.
Yeah, I forgot he was the tag champs for a while.
Yeah, he was tag champs with Marche. I always forget that he was SCW champion. I knew he was CSW's Southland champion. But apparently he was Southland Championship Wrestling champion at one point too. So all he needs is a Genesis title and become the Triple Crown champion. But I mean, you can say the same thing for Hunter Payne. He's just a Genesis championship away from it. Oh geez, I don't know. Jake Andrews is just SCW Heavyweight Championship away. Being a former SCW Tag Team Champion and a Genesis champion. So, who knows? There could be history made. We could see a Triple Crown champion, or we could just see Carrot carry on his legacy as a Genesis champion. And finally, as mentioned on SCW's Facebook page, back on May 12th, the Lunatic has contacted the higher ups at SCW. That's not me, somebody else, unfortunately, and informed them that he'll be at SCW Retaliation, taking on JPH, and what will be his last match with SCW.
That makes me sad, but I think he's gonna go out with a bang.
Yeah. I feel the same way about this as I did about Rey Mysterio. I'm okay with it.
Oh my gosh.
Great guy. We shared nachos together. Good guy. I just see enough Lunatic matches. I'm okay with it. I don't think he'll be gone forever. Everyone always comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, where's some comments that are posted on this? I'm intrigued now. Nah, nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting?
No.
I think either way, I think it's gonna be a great last match for a Lunatic.
Oh, taking on JPH 100%. JPH has come a long way. I mean, I'm impressed with everything he's doing. I'm going to be really excited when he puts Creed in his place finally, because I know that shit's going to fucking happen. You don't throw a towel in on somebody when they're trying to go for a Genesis championship. You just don't do it. And Creed did that. I know that's fucking brooding inside of fucking JPH, even though he won't admit it, but I know it's true. Alright,
I think it's anybody.
Yeah, 100%. You just interrupted me. I'm going to brood on that for a minute.
Okay, do it. Because I'm just here
for banter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stop interrupting Daddy.
What do I know? I don't know anything about wrestling. Why am I here?
I don't know. I mean, if you watch wrestling, you'd probably be able to participate more.
I don't have, it's hard.
To wrap up the episode, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is the tournament to crown the first ever SCW High Voltage Champion. We'll be having a tournament to crown the first ever High Voltage champion. All matches will take place on our YouTube channel with the final the final match happening at WrestleTopia in September. Current bracket, we have Meat Hooks taking on Turtle, Sheik taking on El Dorado, Natasha Crane taking on VIP, and Kindle Fire taking on VJ Price. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say El Dorado wins. I'm going El Dorado.
You can have a say.
Yeah, I can. I give a saying.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, you're going to say El Dorado?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Anyway, you're going to go with like Natasha or some goofy shit.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say El Dorado. He's the most, that's just what makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense. Way to keep kayfabe alive.
Oh, 'cause you do such a good job of that, too.
Hell yeah, 100%. Everything I've said has been kayfabe. I live in the world of kayfabe because kayfabe's real in my eyes, especially between record and stop of these episodes.
The reason I said makes most sense is because El Dorado can plow through all them guys, and I know it.
The only person I could see El Dorado having an issue with is Meat Hooks. And the only reason I say that is because I'm assuming that this Meat Hooks guy is the same guy who wrestled Sean Mulligan at a previous SCW show. He's from POW. He's the one that wears the Herman Munster lift boots that gives him like an extra like 9.5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can see him being the only one that gives El Dorado an issue in this entire tournament. Putting Meat Hooks up against Turtle, I fear for Turtle, but I have enough confidence in Turtle to make it through. Nubby, I got your support up until you get to El Dorado, and then you're screwed. I don't know Kindle Fire. That's new to me. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either, honestly.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you, there's a couple names missing from this I'm kind of surprised by. But there's also some names missing from here that I'm actually relieved they're not on here. But I'm excited for this tournament. Like I said, they're going to be doing it on the High Voltage YouTube shows. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Southland Championship Wrestling on YouTube so you can watch these. High Voltage is released bi-monthly, I guess you would call it, every other month. Show is released on YouTube, so you can check it out and enjoy some of the awesome matches that they offer up there. This tournament will go on. Again, WrestleTopia will be the deciding match to determine the first ever High Voltage. If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's going to be El Dorado, and I'm going to say, I'm going to say Natasha Crane. I'm going to say El Dorado versus Natasha Crane. No, yeah? That's a lie. No. I'm going to go El Dorado and, I'm going to go El Dorado. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this. I got to look up Kindle Fire. I got to see who Kindle Fire is, and then I'll make an assessment. Because I'm not going to break kayfabe to justify my answers and shit. I won't do it, because that's not what we're here for. I believe the description of the show is listed somewhere. It says, where kayfabe still lives. And damn it, it's going to. El Dorado's going to win. I don't know who he's going to beat yet. Maybe Kindle Fire. I don't know. I might even say, is it Kendall or Kindle? I mean, he's not a fucking tablet to read audio books on, right?
I don't think so.
Whatever. Being the general manager of High Voltage, I should probably know who's in my own fucking bracket, but whatever. Kayfabe. Guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you check out TeePublic, TeePublic.com, search JFW, and pick up your amazing merch. As you guys know, we have a bunch of different shirts that are related to not only JFW, but also FreakNet Studios. Like, Freakin is my second favorite F word. You say freak like it's a bad thing. We also have Dallie's awesome shirt that apparently she doesn't like and wants to change. Whatever. And we just still have Dizzle J shirts up there because apparently Dizzle J is still a thing here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Neither did I. But go to tpublic.com, search JFW, check out our amazing apparel and stuff. You get it. You get any logo, not only in a t-shirt, but also a sweatshirt, a tank top, a coffee mug, a traveler's mug, pillow, poster, tapestry, wall art, binders and notebooks, cell phone covers, laptop cases. There's so many different things that you could get our different designs on. I recommend getting the Dally shirt before we take that down because she's sick and tired of the hard work I put into it. But what else?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You're like, I want to create a new shirt because the one you made sucks. I was like,
I didn't say that.
You might as well have.
Oh my god.
You might as well have.
No.
You might as well have. Anywho. Again, as I mentioned, SCW is this Saturday, May 21st in Shabans, but don't forget that they are back at Steamhouse Brewing for Rockin' Wrestling on June 18th. That's in Manteno at Steamhouse Brewing. I know it's goofy because there's a lot of people out there who say, oh, it's Steamhouse Brewery. It's not. It's Steamhouse Brewing. So make sure you check that out. Brewing. Steamhouse Brewing. Not brewery. Brewing. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. See when the event is. Make sure you get your tickets for it. I'm not sure if they're available yet, but when they are available, it'll be posted online for you to check them out. You need to check out the Steam Hollow show with the Rockin' Wrestling event. It was absolutely amazing. You get to check out wrestling. You get to check out live music. It's a fun time. Plus there's beer.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So you can't go wrong. Yeah. Make sure you do check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching Just Freakin Wrestling or the JFW Podcast. You can find our YouTube page by just searching Just Freakin Wrestling. And, of course, listen to our episodes when they are released, wherever you find podcasts on either iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Player FM, Stitcher, wherever. You know, just search Just Freakin Wrestling. We're fucking everywhere. Everywhere. Dally, got anything else?
No, I think that's everything. So I guess it's time to ring the bell in this episode.
Perfect! As always, I am Travesty.
And I'm Dally.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.